Alright, hey, it's Mr. Will with Loog Nation, where future guitars start, and today I am checking out the Fender version of the Loog 3-string electric. Yes, Fender and Loog got together and made a 3-string electric guitar based off of their Stratocaster. They have a Telecaster option as well, but I got the Stratocaster because who doesn't want a good Strat? And I wanted to test out this Loog to see if it had anything that held up to a real Stratocaster. I'm going to go over some pros, cons, specs, and other things about this instrument that you should know before you buy. So this full review is for you. Let's get into it. I'm going to tell you this. I'm pretty hard pressed to find bad things about this instrument, and paired with the Loog mini amp, I don't know what to tell you guys. I need some help. So I'll do my best to find some things that are about it, but I'm going to talk a lot of good things about this instrument, just so you know. Okay, let's get into the specs of this instrument. They did a pretty good job of trying to make it look like a mini Stratocaster, I would say, especially one with just 3 strings. We got the classic headstock, we've got the maple fretboard and neck, we have the Polonia solid wood body, the setup of the single coil pickup, volume knob, bridge. It all kind of looks like a little mini Strat. I'm pretty impressed. These are regular sized tuners. The strings are an 11 gauge E, 15 gauge B, and a 19 gauge G string. It's nice and light. It works really well. The frets are spaced out really well for this Pro size model. This is a much bigger guitar than the Mini Electric. If you all had seen that video, you can check out a review on that one. I'll send a link of that in the description for you. We've got 19 frets. We have strap pegs for a strap. And the guitar is in pretty good shape. It's ready to go out of the box. One of the features I think is nice about the Fender Loog Stratocaster is that it comes with a 1/4-inch cable jack, and that means it can be plugged into any amp with the standard cable that you would use for any guitar, which is nice. So any of you parents out there who play guitar and you pick this up for one of your littles, you would have a cable and probably an amp already on site, and you wouldn't have to worry about purchasing anything extra. It also comes with a bunch of goodies. You get a swag bag full of flashcards of chords. You get a little story about Leo Fender. You get some picks. Also, you get access to an app, which I really enjoy the app as I'm teaching students on Lesson Face or in person. I like the app. It's fun. There's some games, there's a tuner, there's stories, there's some mini lessons. It's pretty fun. They also have a subscription option, so if you want to buy into a more complicated app, you can get one. It'll have hundreds of songs, more challenging games to help you get confident on the fretboard and playing your instrument. Who's this guitar for? I think this guitar is for 6 and up. It's a little bit bigger. I'll show you the Mini. Let's do a comparison. So here's the Mini that I did a review of, and it's the electric that has a built-in speaker. Notice, it's pretty small. It really is designed for 2.5, 3, 4, 5-year-olds. I mean, definitely, I had a lot of fun playing with it. I had a lot of fun playing this instrument. But, you know, if I wanted to actually rock out on a 3-string guitar, and I'm 5'9", I think this Pro model, especially the Fender, is going to be the way to go. Obviously, you need a amp. I have the Loog Mini amp. It's a 3-inch speaker, 3-watt amp. It's great. It's got a gain, volume, basically everything you need to get yourself playing right out of the box. Comes with this 5-foot cord. So I've got the gain, the volume, and the knob turned up to a 10. Let's see what we get. That's a good amount of sound, I have to say. It's super crunchy. Listen to the sustain on this thing. That's pretty fun. I like that. And I can control the main volume, obviously, with the knob here. And if I don't want it to be so crunchy, I can go in between. I'm going to dial it all the way down to a clean sound so we can hear what that sounds like, right? Wow. That has a pretty classic Strat sound. It's clearly the way they designed this single coil pickup. They really thought about it. Let's get into stuff that's kind of frustrating about this instrument. Here's some cons. One, they don't provide a strap for you, so you have to buy that extra, which is kind of annoying, I think. Like, you're purchasing a really nice instrument, they might as well give you a basic strap inside that box. There's room, but you got to get one online, and they do have one available. It's not too expensive, and it's a white strap with a brown leather, but I like the black on black. That looks cool. I don't know why they didn't give you the tone option. I get that there's only one pickup and that you can control that mainly through the amp that you're using, but it'd be kind of nice if they actually really went that extra step and gave you some tone options with the Strat style. All the other Stratocasters have a little bit of a tone option, so why doesn't this one? I don't know. The strings, because they're thinner, as an older player, I think my fingers are just too strong. I can bend this guitar a little bit out of tune, a little too easily, and it makes a real kind of smacky sound as I'm playing. Right, and so I think I'm just playing too hard, but it can definitely get a little raspy or rattly at times. But of course, I think most everybody just wants to play like this. And that sounds really cool, so, you know, am I being nitty picking? Is that a thing? Am I nitpicking? A little bit. But I definitely think that if you are an older player and you're looking to pick up a 3-string guitar because you're wanting to step into the guitar world, this is a fun one to pick up, but I would highly suggest either getting a different gauge string or really light, thin picks, like a 46 millimeter or something. The picks that come with the instrument are really thick. I think that's for younger players, but it's definitely going to have a heavy, snappy sound to it when it hits the strings. Honestly, guys, I don't really have a lot of cons for this instrument. I think it's really well made. As a Stratocaster lover and as someone who thought, well, okay, let's see what Loog can do, there are a lot of great things about this instrument. First and foremost, the construction is solid. This solid wood body, it holds up, and this neck is nice and smooth. The design is one of my favorite parts about the Loog. They really thought that through. A little thicker neck, but thin, so we can reach. The spacing of the frets on the Pro model is really nice. It's good for larger fingers and or growing into larger finger players. It's not as tight as the Mini. You really have some space to move and get used to it like you would a fretboard on a 6-string guitar or a full-size guitar. I love that. I mean, everything about it looks and sounds like a Stratocaster. I love that I can get both the tones that I want out of this instrument. This is your standard get you playing like a rock star instrument. The maple neck is solid. It's not going to go anywhere. I love that they gave this the kind of Strat headstock style. These are real tuners, the same size tuners that you would find on a 6-string guitar. I think they did such a great job with the pickup, even though it's for 3 strings. And the bridge has a nice style to it, like it's going to hold the strings and get you used to playing an electric guitar or restringing an electric guitar. It's lightweight. It's nice. This is not a heavy instrument. I'd have to say the Mini is heavier than this instrument because they have the built-in speaker and amp right in the guitar. This is nice. I'd say this weighs about a pound-ish. Overall, for pros, you get great sound. You get great sound variation. You have a really nice, crispy, Strat-like sound from the pickup. You've got a really good tuners that hold the tuning pretty well. As long as you're not playing real hard on it, you're going to get really good sound for a long time without it dipping out of tune. I don't know. I give this a thumbs up big time. This is a really cool electric guitar for anyone who's curious about playing guitar, has a young one out there who wants to learn how to play guitar and wants to jump right into an electric guitar. So is it worth the investment? Let me tell you this. I am a huge fan of Loog. I became a certified educator a few years ago. I teach Loog online via Lesson Face and in person. This is a real instrument. So like the mini electric, you can reach a 3 or 4-year-old and get a guitar in their hands, a real instrument, not a toy. And anyone who's 5, 6, 7, 8 and thinks that maybe a 6-string guitar would be overwhelming, which as a teacher, it is a little overwhelming for a 6 or 7-year-old, this 3-string setup is perfect. It's the top 3 strings of a real guitar. So the chords that you're learning, the melodies and the scales that you're learning translates perfectly to a 6-string guitar. That's what I love about the Loog. And of course, to get a Strat, oh, now you kind of look and sound like the people that you love listening to or the songs that your parents are listening to. You just look like a rock star. And all of that makes this a valuable investment. This is going to be in my family a long time, and I cannot wait for my little guy to grow up so I can just hand him this instrument and move beyond the mini electric into the pro size Loog 3-string guitar. I'll be so excited to see what he can do with this instrument after he's been playing the mini for so long. Wow. So cool. All right. Some of you out there are wondering, what is this like compared to the Loog Pro? Let's look at this. This is the acoustic versus the Fender. Okay. So here we are with the Loog Acoustic Pro and the Loog Fender Pro Electric. And you can see that they're about the same size. They definitely have the same body size and about the same amount of frets. The construction on both of these guitars is really solid. This has got a nice little sound. I'm a little out of tune, but there you go. The sound is great. You obviously don't need anything with this one. You just pick up the acoustic guitar and there you go. I've been playing this for over a year now on my channel, and you can tell when you watch my videos, it's got a pretty decent sound. It's the same microphone that I've been using for my channel, so there you go. Great sound. If you're looking for something with a little more crunch, a little more cool, a little more style, then yeah, the Strat is the way to go. And electric is just more appealing. I would say as a teacher, you're going to get the same value out of each guitar depending on what you want as a family or what kind of music we want to start with. But I'll tell you this, if you're looking for an electric, look no further. This Stratocaster holds up. It's going to last a long time. And I'll be back in a year to give you my follow-up review on this instrument. Now, what do we do from here? Well, you can go out and get yourself a Loog. And if you use my full name, WilliamDoughty, in your checkout code, you will be getting a discount. And if there's a flash sale on, then you'll get an even better discount. But by using my name, you're supporting this channel, and I really appreciate that. So please use my full name, WilliamDoughty, as your checkout code, and it helps support Loog Nation and all the lessons I'm going to bring to you from here until, like, I can't find any more songs to teach. All right, y'all, that's it for today. This is a big, hefty video, but I wanted you to have a full review and all the ideas about what you're going to get yourself into and all the wonderful music and rock and roll that you're going to play and your little one is going to play when they pick up this Strat. All right, I'll see you next time. Be well. And I'm a huge, huge advocator of young players playing music often. It is so good for their brains and for their confidence. It literally makes them smarter. I really mean that. It sounds like woo-woo, but it's true. I want to encourage you all to go out there and get instruments for your kids, no matter which one you choose.